Hi guys, you're watching Movies Review and More with Brian Sebastian. This is Terri Marie. Hi guys, happy Thursday. How are you doing, Brian?
I'm tired, but I'm doing good. Hey, your hair looks good. What did you do to it?
I curled it. It's called, I'm trying to get back to normal because I had kind of the quarantine, what would you put it? I don't know. I got lazy, like just wasn't doing my hair and my makeup because it wasn't going anywhere. But now that I'm trying to be, I don't know, do normal things again, makeup is part of it. I mean, I don't wear makeup to the gym, but but for
Oh,
the shows and stuff.
and speaking of
Huh?
that, so talk about your experience of going to the gym. So you just went to the gym, you posted a photo, a lot of people liked it. What was that experience like for you?
Okay, so I just went back to the gym yesterday. I've been doing 3 months of home workouts, which I'm going to be incorporating it with my fitness plans because I've been doing a lot more HIIT, which I've noticed has helped me lean out a lot. And I actually did put some muscle on my upper body, which is kind of surprised. Still working on, the booty and all that kind of stuff because I'm bikini. But it was really good to get back into the gym. It was really good to lift heavy weights again. I am temporarily at Powerhouse in Torrance, which is owned by Dave Fisher, who is pro bodybuilder, been on several magazine covers. I met him through Lauren Powers when I first did my first show when I was training with Mustafa, who's Mr. California. So it's nice to be in a gym that is a bodybuilding gym. There's no fluff there. It's just hardcore weights, old school iron. It's kind of retro because all the machines there are like older. But what I'm kind of finding out is I'm actually liking working out with these older machines. They seem to work. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting a better workout. I don't know why that is, if they've kind of changed some of the dynamics of the machines or something, or maybe it's just old school and I don't know, but it felt really good. But as I was saying before, I'm going to be incorporating more HIIT routines with, the heavy weight training, just kind of mix it up a bit.
So we were talking earlier on why you can't work out with masks, and I've been finding out a lot of people, which makes a lot more sense, shouldn't work out with masks because of the breathing, the taking in of oxygen, and all the stuff that you guys do. Talk about that. And have you seen other trainers come in training their clients or no?
With trainers, what do you mean? Say that again? Or
Have you seen personal trainers coming in and training their clients or not really?
No, they are. They're training their clients. I mean, I've been seeing since this started, trainers have been training their clients down at the beach. I've noticed they've been social distancing. The trainers are all back at Powerhouse. I am going to, once I get my schedule kind of figured out, since I've bought so much home equipment, I'm going to start training people on the side because I basically have a mobile gym I can put in my car now. And before it was kind of hard to train people without having any resistance, but I have a barbell, I have sandbags, I have a stepper, I have a TRX, which is for suspension training. So there's a lot that I can do with if I just were to take clients on right now. So in a way, it kind of forced me to buy equipment that otherwise I wouldn't have bought. Now I'm going to try to find some other uses for it. Of course, I'm still going to use it. But as far as the trainers aren't wearing masks. The thing with breathing, and if you talk to any respiratory therapist, they're going to tell you it's really hard to get your oxygen when you're working out. Because if you're just doing your everyday activities, you're not getting your heart rate up and you're not, trying to breathe harder. You know what I mean? Your heart rate goes up and, you start panting to try to get more air. So I can see that being a problem with passing out. And then if you have asthma, which I do, or any kind of COPD, any lung issues, it's going to make it more difficult to breathe. So, I mean, I always carry my inhaler anyway, which if anybody's going to say anything about me not wearing my mask, because sometimes I'm having to pull it off because I start having issues with my oxygen. Now, I have talked to other people with asthma that don't have this issue. So I think it just has to do with the severity of how bad you have asthma attacks. Does that makes sense?
Do you think trainers should be wearing masks or no?
I don't know. It's one of those things where, again, there's so much disinformation on masks. If you're not wearing a mask the proper way, it's not really protecting you. If you're keeping a distance from your trainer, I don't really think it's necessary. Now, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not. This is just my opinion. I just think it's just hard to work out with a mask. If the trainer is kind of sitting there, not really working out with you, and you're indoors, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Every situation's different, and you kind of just have to be aware. I think the best thing to do is be aware of your surroundings and be smart these days, and be educated on how to properly wear a mask. And if you are going to be wearing those cloth masks, to make sure you're washing them after every use. Don't throw them in your gym bag and throw that mask back on, because then you're breathing bacteria. Because now I'm hearing of people getting staph infections on their face, because we were talking about the acne. Now there's been cases where people are coming into the ER with actual staph, because if you get an open sore, that's going to cause a staph infection. And again, it's called the mask is not being cleaned properly. So these are things that people don't think about.
Right.
We got to protect ourselves, and we got to protect others, but you got to be smart about these masks. Don't be wearing the mask down here. I mean, I see that all the time. I was talking in an earlier show.
Or underneath
and the pharmacist has a mask.
Irritates me. I hate seeing that myself.
Well, again, when you bring it up, what are you going to do? You're going to go in, you're going to bring it up. Any bacteria that you collected, you're going to bring that back to your face. It's still going to protect others, but I mean, the message is to wear the mask to protect others, but don't you want to protect yourself too? So, your health is important. Everybody's health is important. So just be aware of your surroundings and try not to touch that thing when it's on. And hand sanitizer is really important. Like any doctor that deals with infectious diseases always carries hand sanitizers. But then again, use lotions, because those dry your hands out. I know. I don't know. We're just living.
Well, that's why I use soap all the time. I prefer to use soap. I don't like some of those other hand sanitizers unless it's a litho,
Yeah. Well, back to the mask. Somebody posted, actually, Sarah, my trainer, posted this post with their, bikini girl wearing a mask, and I was hoping this is a joke, because if you're on stage, think about it. When you're on stage as a bikini competitor, and basically the competitors you're carb depleted. A lot of times you're water depleted. You're tired. Your body is fatigued because you're stressed out because you're getting on stage. You got bright lights, and then put a mask on your face. You're gonna pass out. I can't.
That's an interesting point. Huh? That's an interesting point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I mean, there's just other things you have to take into consideration. When you're wearing the mask for daily activities, it's different than if you're an athlete, I mean, they do have there are those training masks that people wear, and I was going to get one, and then my doctor's all, no, you can't use that because that will make your lung collapse. So it does make your, because I can never skydive, or I can never, scuba dive, because the pressure would cause my lung, because if you've had a collapsed lung, you have a risk of it collapsing again. And that was from an injury, which I don't want to get into the injury, but it was an injury where I had a pleural effusion bleed, meaning my pleural cavity and my lung is actually glued together. So it doesn't, most people's lungs move like this, where mine kind of goes like this when I breathe. So any irritation to it causes pain. But I mean, I have it under control, and that's another reason why I'm an athlete, because it helps my breathing. So, but those masks, those elevation masks for somebody like me is not a good thing. So,
Hey, what's it been like seeing some of your friends lately?
It's been really nice. It's been really nice to go to the restaurants again. We have been sitting outside patios, because I mean, I personally believe, and this is just my personal belief, that indoors is going to be easier to catch it, because it's just, you're in an enclosed area, so it doesn't have anywhere to go. You know what I mean? So we've been going to, restaurants with patios and things. And I've had the same group of friends that I basically have been hanging out with, through this whole pandemic. So I haven't really opened my circle up that much. But going to the gym, though, I've opened myself up a little bit more, but I know I have to get back to my life, and it just feels so good to be training again. But I heard too that like some of is it the professional baseball is right now is not having spring training. That's true, right?
Yeah, they're gonna come back July 4th supposedly, or July 6th. Yeah, with
Yeah. Huh?
with no fans.
Yeah. I don't know. This is a really difficult time for any athlete, I think. It's just
Hey, they're all in the same boat as everybody else. If if you can adapt and adjust and be open to change, you'll be fine. But a lot of people can't do that. They have a hard time.
yeah, it's difficult. And it's difficult to do any kind of event without your fans there. I mean, I know that's kind of like the reality of it. Whoops, I just almost lost my lighting there. For any of us, it's just, it's kind of, I don't know, it's just so much fun to get on. You work so hard, and then it's just fun to have your fans there, cheering you on at any time event, whether you be an amateur or a pro athlete. So it's just kind of a crazy mindset. And I still don't know what's going to happen with these bodybuilding shows, because I've talked to a lot of other competitors that are afraid to go through their full prep, because you have to go through these really, really strict diets, especially the last month, and then have the show canceled, the night before.
Oh,
So
wow, yeah, wow.
And that has happened. And so a lot of people are like, well, I don't know, if I'm going to compete this year. I mean, I was talking to Marie, she competes at Muscle Beach with Joe Wheatley. And she was kind of bummed because she was going to do September. They were going to do Muscle Beach in September, and that got canceled. And she's actually on Joe Wheatley's poster. Yeah. So she'd be an interesting person to bring on to talk to too. She's very tight with Joe Wheatley and Muscle Beach.
I forgot all about that. So what are most people doing for July 4th? And then could they have done the Muscle Beach thing or no? It was outside.
No, they were never gonna do July 4th Muscle Beach. They were gonna do September, which is Labor Day, right? Labor Day? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that got canceled. They're just not doing any Muscle Beaches this year. It's really sad. That was my first show.
And the strange thing about that is that it's outside, it's outside.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I just, who knows how long this is gonna last, but it's weird. It's weird too to like hear people, talking about the airline flights and how that is, like Victoria and her experience on the plane. I haven't flown yet, so we'll see how that happens, how that is.
Well, one of my friends, you haven't met her yet, April. She's one of only 3 sports agents when it comes to the NFL, but in general. So she flew on Southwest. She flew from Atlanta to Vegas and then drove down to Los Angeles. Fine with Southwest. They had the middle seat taken out, but she flew back 2 days ago on Frontier, and the whole packed plane, midnight, red-eye flight was packed. And I don't think she would have done that if that were the case. She would have changed it, but it's Frontier and it's hard, which is a terrible flight, airline. And I'm on that, but it's one of those things. Would you be freaked out knowing that if your red-eye flight was packed and you didn't know?
I don't know. Again, it's just, I'd be like a little concerned, but I probably would still get on the flight, and I would just wear my mask and just not try to touch anything.
Yeah, because at that point, it's too late at that point. What are you going to do? You waited. You didn't know until you saw the flight or you heard it's a packed flight. You're like, what? Because you're thinking not a lot of people are flying still. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out like how I'm going to be able to really, well, the flight to Tampa is not bad, but I could see an 8-hour flight would be really difficult for me wearing a mask that long with my asthma. I would know I'd have to take it off. Because even if I've got it on too long, I start having issues with my breathing. Even if I have to take it off for a little bit just to kind of catch my breath, use my inhaler and stuff. So I'm just wondering, I probably would have, I'm thinking when I go to Tampa, I'm going to bring some kind of covering so that if I can just take it off under my face and cover my face, which again, I do have a note with me, but I think that's probably the way I'll get around it if I have issues. You know what I mean? If I have a covering, just to kind of a blanket or something.
Well, it's funny. I got into traveling with my hood. I always wear a certain jacket when I'm flying, so I can put it over my head, and then I had my earphones on, and then I'm just like I feel like I'm the Unabomber because I'm just comfortable.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be bothered, which is why I have my headphones on.
Mm-hmm.
And then I may be watching a movie, and I still got it in because it's cold for me. I get cold. I got it from my mom. I get cold really quickly, so I've got usually like 2 layers on because it's going to be even colder now. Supposedly their ventilations are better. That may be the case. I hope so. What we will see.
Yeah. I'm just wondering like how long that this is gonna keep going. So
It's not going anywhere.
There's so much stuff I miss. What?
I said it's not going anywhere.
I know. It's just, you miss concerts, you miss, again, I miss red carpet events. I really miss, Brian, probably more than anything. I miss getting glammed up to do red carpet stuff. I miss that. It's just the girly girl in me,
I know. Well, so, no, a lot of people
I'm hoping
a lot of girls have been saying that. Katarina, the show we did earlier, she got dressed up because she goes, I'm not going anywhere unless I go to the lake or whatever. She's not in California. She's trapped in Denver. So it's one of those things where she got dressed up to do a show. She goes, I miss getting stuff on. I've been hearing that from a lot of other girls too. But I also been hearing, and it may be fun to have you on the show, my friend, Dr. Nan Pierce, who's a sexologist, on what's happening on the dating side, what's happening on the sexual side, what's happening on the cruise ship, because she does all this stuff. So she can't do her cruises, go to other countries. She can't do the stuff in Jamaica, obviously, but her practice has increased because most people who are quarantined might have been roommates. And then she goes, well, you both know that you haven't gone anywhere. So if you had to, you could hook up or you could self-pleasure or whatever. It was really interesting because people had been together for years. They were all breaking up. It's very interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy time. But I did say something about this quarantine, though. I noticed that the way I'm spending my money on things has been different because instead of spending stuff on clothes, instead of buying like a dress for a bit, I've been buying more workout clothes. I mean, it's just like, oh, well, if I gotta go bike ride, I gotta have things cute on my bike ride. I don't know. It's just funny because like I always kind of had like okay gym clothes, but I'm finding like, oh, I'm buying these really cute like gym outfits now because I'm not having to get dolled up for that. It's just kind of funny, and I didn't even like realize it until the other day. I'm like, God, I bought a lot of gym clothes in the last 3 months, but there's been some amazing sales. But it's just hard for me to go buy like a really a nice a red carpet dress right now because I'm like, I don't know when I would do red carpet, so I'm just gonna go buy gym clothes. So.
Well, it's interesting. I don't know if I told you last night or the night before they had a red carpet. It was at the Mo Bondagon theater in Hollywood, right around the corner from the W Hotel in Hollywood, on Vine right there. And they said they had 100 people. It was an independent film. They only had 8 photographers and they had no press. And then so everybody took photos on the red carpet of them on the mask because they had to have their test. They had to be tested, and then they had to wear their mask throughout the whole thing. But their screening was on the roof because it's a blow up screening thing. And I'm like thinking, how do you do that? Because I like going to the movies and having popcorn. So what do? You take your mask in and off and like that, and we haven't had that experience yet. So that kind of makes me uncomfortable unless I go to the very first one. But I've asked every one of my movie reviewers, none of them want to go to the movie theaters. How interesting is that?
Well, it's uncomfortable to sit through a movie wearing a mask like that. It's just hard. I think it's just sitting there that long with it on. And then again, yeah, it's hard to eat. But most of the restaurants, it's here in South Bay, they have you walk in with a mask, but then when they sit down, you don't wear it. But there's no way you can eat with a mask on. And there's no point to eat, put it back on. There's no point at that point. You know what I mean? So, but again, I've been eating on patio. I've been doing patio dining just to be, safer. But yeah, how do you go to a restaurant and with a mask on?
Not easy. It's really interesting because there's a lot of people still not doing anything. There's a lot of people that don't have their they don't know if they have their job still. Some people are still being furloughed, but you're not hearing a lot of stuff. On the flip side of that, we're doing pretty good. So you're at 3.6 million views out of the 4 shows that we've done in Tennessee that are up out of the 5 that are up. And then you've got one that's got 22,000 views. You got another one, Paige Heard, that's got 18,000 views. And so what I'm going to do this week, I'm going to put more of those. So you have 3,600. I mean, 3,600,000 views and counting out of Tennessee, plus individual shows, which is quite impressive, actually. So it'll be interesting to see how many you have individual views on those interviews that you've done, because no one's done that except for us. And the reason why I'm starting to do that now is because between now and next Friday, or let's say between now and the following Sunday, we're at 1 million views on the YouTube channel. We're at 367 right now. So we will get there with all the shows that we've done this week. Once I put them all up, it'll skyrocket, it'll get there. Because we only need 29,000 views. That's it, that's nothing. I can get that in actually 5 days, the way everything's been going up. So I'm most proud of that because you have your individual numbers. You're the highest, then it comes Victoria, she's at 3.6, and then you've actually interviewed her in links, so I can add those with hers. And then comes Sherry. Believe it or not, Sherry's at 19,000 plus views in only a month on 8 shows, not counting the last 5 that we've done. That's amazing. So I say, Sherry, you could probably be at 125 or 150,000 views between now and September, if not before that. And then Jessica, really happy with all that. So when we're on a panel, imagine this, even if it's 7 of us, myself, you, Katerina, Victoria, Sherry, Jessica, and Linda Steele. Imagine being at a panel like that, our own panels, because it's going to be our own panels, with all the views that we all personally have. That's never been done before. Isn't that a great, plus we're all friends,
Yeah, and I think everybody's got something to offer everybody, in a different way, in a different, unique way. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, and there's no competition when it comes to that. I mean, I do look forward to taking this trip. Some kind of way, I would like to take this trip. I think it would be great. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, yep. I think if people it's at the point now where I don't think we can't really close the economy down again. People gotta use their heads, more than anything else, and try to protect themselves and try to protect others, and just use what the thing that's driving me crazy about the whole world right now is everybody is going on emotions, and they're going on how they feel, whether they're left wing or right wing. They're all going on emotions, and no one's thinking right, and no one's having conversations, and people are doing dumb things because they're not using their minds. They're not communicating with people. There's so much misinformation, whether it be in the right or the left of the media. And people are confused, people are angry, people have been losing their jobs. So there's just, again, we had talked about before, it's try to be thankful every day for the blessings that you have. Try to live in peace with everybody, because everybody's going to have different views, and protect yourself and protect others, and just, get outside of your head. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to follow my own advice. It's hard sometimes for all of us, because all of us are so stressed out right now. All of us don't know what to think. All of us don't know when this nightmare of the coronavirus is going to end. So you just have to live day to day and be grateful.
What was your feelings of the show that we did with Vismeyer with the Grateful, Blessed, Gratitude shirts?
Well, that's where I'm going back to. I'm just going back to that message of getting up every day and be grateful for the things that you have, and not focus on the negative stuff, because it doesn't get you anywhere. And that's why I really love the message with our t-shirts. So, and I need to get her my address. I forgot. I've been so busy with so many different things going on, but That was her message is beautiful.
Yeah, I love the shirts, especially the cut of it, because the cuts are designed specifically for women.
Mm-hmm.
And I really, really like that. And
Yeah.
people like that. So that's why I like those things like that. What do you have coming up that besides your birthday? What do you hope to do for your birthday?
I'm going to Tampa. I told you I'm going to go visit my girlfriend that lives in Florida. And it is my birthday, and her husband's birthday was a month ago, and he wasn't able to really celebrate it because of the lockdown. So we're going to have like a mini birthday party. So that is the plan. I don't know how much is going to be open, but I have another friend that's a doctor down there. So he's got a boat. So we're going to go on the boat and, jet ski and have a good time. Probably do a lot of outdoor stuff while I'm there.
Oh, that'll be good.
So, mm-hmm. But as far as other,
Oh, go ahead.
I said, as far as other plans, like, I'm trying to find a show to do, but it's just like, I'm training like I am doing a show, and I'm trying to diet like I'm getting ready to go on to prep. But I just have this back on my mind. I just don't think it's going to happen because there's just, the cases are rising, and I don't know. So it's really hard to plan things when everything is so uncertain right now.
Do you think the Olympia, because it's almost the last week of December, that's the only thing I see happening. What's your feelings on that?
With the Olympia, well, I think Olympia, I don't know. Again, let's hope for the best that the Olympia happens. I mean, that is, my favorite bodybuilding show of the whole year. So hopefully nothing happens with that. But again, nothing's certain right now. So.
Right. Yeah.
Just fingers crossed. If the Olympia goes, I'll be able to do a show also probably October, November, because I really am gearing towards Vegas, because I think that I have a better shot being able to do a show in Vegas than I can in California, and I can drive to Vegas easy.
Right.
So yeah. California is I don't know. It's really iffy here for any kind of sporting event.
If you were to move, what state would you move to if you were to?
I don't know. I mean, I'm checking out Florida. I'm really thinking about Florida, but I have to be by the beach. So I don't know. Hawaii, Florida.
You go to Hawaii.
So, Hawaii might drive me a little crazy though, because I think I get island fever. I'm going to check out Florida. I don't know. California is just a beautiful state, but we've got a lot of problems here. So I don't know. I just want to I'm just a beach person. That's all. So.
Wow. All right. So we got about 3 minutes. What else is happening that you could say that you really would like to do? Whether it's just going on a road trip or just seeing some of your friends that you haven't been able to see in other states.
I want to really do an international trip, but that's going to be for a while.
Oh, wow.
My last big trip was to Iceland, and that was 2 years ago. I can't believe it was 2 years ago. But I have the travel bug to do something like that, but it's just not the time. So right now, again, I'm just really focusing up. As I said before, I'm focusing on my fitness. I'm focusing on my medical job, and then I'm focusing on, doing shows with you. I mean, that's about all I can really do right now. And then hopefully work on building my social media fan base up. Trying to get some time here to get some workout videos up now. So that's about it. That's about it right now.
All right. So give you social media links.
TerriMarieOfficial.com is my, that is my website. And then on all platforms, it's Terri Marie Nonstop.
All right. So with that, for Terri Marie, I'm Brian Sebastian. This is Movie Reviews and More, WomenOnTV.tv. I teach 247 out of Tennessee. And if you see someone without a smile, please give them one of yours, because the whole world needs it. Don't they, Terri?
Yeah, and stay grateful.
Absolutely. And show gratitude in the fact that we are blessed no matter what we're going through. We'll see you next week.